What's hot for the holidays? Those plush collectibles. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from the incredible group, love that name, is Senior Sales Exec Ryan Carr. Hi, Ryan.
Good morning. How are you?
Great, great. Well, tell us about the company, first of all. Give us a little background.
Yeah, sure. My company, The Incredible Group, we're known first and foremost for our modesty in naming ourselves. I'm kidding. We go for it with the name, don't we? We've been in the toy business for coming on 23 years now. We're based in Canada. We're a company based out of Toronto, and we have been making toys in a variety of areas for many, many years. And we also occasionally have toy partnerships with brands like global brands that we will bring to the North American market, as is the case with the brand in question today. And we've been doing this for a long, long time. A number of us here have been in the toy business for many, many, many years. And between making toys and then searching around the world to find the next cool, interesting, exciting thing that we can bring to this side of the planet, it's not a bad job, if I'm being honest.
Well, tell us about this plush collectible trend and how your company is jumping into it.
Yeah, probably, a lot of your audience already knows the answer and already knows all about this. This collectible blind box plush trend feels like it came out of nowhere, especially in North America, which for all intents and purposes, it did. Globally, it's been around for a few more years, and in particular in various parts of Asia as well, where the collectible market is pretty advanced. Obviously, the brand that was kind of the tip of the spear that was driving this category out of the gate is Labubu, a brand with which most people who don't live under a rock are now familiar. Or if you ever walk through an airport now, it's just monsters hanging off of people's bags everywhere you look. And this idea of a collectible, very much with sort of an Asian cultural inspiration, if I can call it that, started to really take hold globally. And in North America, when it started to really pop off, in particular with Labubu, there was a lot of retailers and customers who were having trouble getting that brand. And lo and behold, there were other brands that have been developing in this same space globally. And as a company who is really trend focused, very incredible in that regard, we went looking for, Labubu obviously has its place in the pantheon here of what's happening. What else is out there? And we spoke with a number of brands. We went to Asia. We had a team go to Asia and sort of search far and wide for what the next, what a complementary cousin to Labubu could be. And the Kimmon brand, which is the brand that we brought to North America, is exactly that. This is a brand that's been in development for a number of years, available in the Asian market, European market for a number of years. And what we loved the most about it is just the quality and the thoughtfulness of what goes into making these little toys. It doesn't, when you're not somebody who sits and thinks about toys all day long, some of the things I'm going to say sound like very small things, but this trend, for example, is driven by A, the blind box collectible aspect, B, the whimsical design and nature of the product, and C, the fact that it actually hangs off your knapsack or your travel bag or whatever. And so with this, it was all of the little details that go into this product. Like, for example, when it comes to the blind box aspect, this product is double blind, meaning you don't know what's in the box, but inside the box, the product is in a bag itself. So nobody can kind of peek into the box and figure out which item is in there. That's important for the blind box aspect of the trend. And then when it comes to the whimsical design, my camera's not going to do it justice, but like the eyes as a feature, the depth and in fascinating way that they made the eyes of this character, the posability of the character, the little clothing details, fantastic. And then on top of it all, the fact that it has the key part of the trend where you can hang it off your bag, and the hanger itself is really high quality, so it's not just going to snap when you're walking through the airport. It's things like this that a company like ours really looks for when we're looking for a great brand partner. And just the creativity that comes out of this group and what they've created and what we're helping to bring to the market has been fantastic.
Well, it's called Kimmon, Kimmon. How many are there?
Yeah, a lot. Um, and I say a lot because there's, first of all, there's a number of different SKUs, right? Like a number of different blind box products, or a series, if you want to call it that. Like this, what I have here is called the Mimon series. Mimon is the Kimmon character. This little fella is named Mimon. And within this particular series, which is just one box where you don't know what you're going to get inside, there are six different characters that are possible. And in fact, there are actually seven because there's a super rare character that is only in something like 2% of the packages for customers to chase after. So within this one product, there are seven different versions of the Kimmon character. And then we have in our first wave, nine, excuse me, different SKUs that we're bringing. So you can do the math on that. It's quite a lot of variety to collect. And again, there's when talking about Kimmon and the designers for this company and just the thoughtfulness and care and whimsy that they put into the product, there's no duds, if I can put it that way. Within each character has its own unique angle and unique design features, so you're never going to be disappointed with what you get.
And the age range that this appeals to, give us an idea. I think it's pretty wide.
It is a very wide range. Yes. Generally speaking, we would say probably 8 plus. It probably doesn't go much younger than that in terms of the interest, although the plush characters themselves are still adorable, and plush for a 6-year-old is absolutely fantastic winner. And then there is no upper age range. The can I say the adult or the kidult market for this particular category, this particular type of product is enormous. It seems like adults are actually the ones driving this trend.
And besides the Kimmon itself, there are accessories to go with them.
Well, that's what makes kind of Kimmon a unique brand in this space too, where the accessories are included in the product. So rather than being something else that you have to buy to add on or what have you, each character, and this is kind of the what we would call the opening price point character. So the more basic model, if you want to call it that. And even with that, they each come with their own outfit. You can mix and match the outfits between the different characters, but it comes with the product. And then as you get into more deluxe characters, there's even more accessorization and things that are coming in the package that get pretty wild.
Well, tell us a bit about pricing and availability.
Absolutely. So the opening price point of this product here, the Mimon character, tends to be available in the market for around $19.99 to $24.99, depending on the retailer. And other entries tend to be around the $29.99 mark. There's a variety of different levels of accessorization and size and what have you in between, but it tends to be around that price point. And in terms of availability, it is in a lot of different retailers. The Mimon SKU here actually just launched at Target, which we're very excited about. And then beyond that, it's, I would say, the quirky nature of this line and this product and this trend, if you want to call it that, has us in all sorts of different retail. We've had anyone from, say, American Eagle, who you would think of as a clothing retailer, but also has sort of a table right by their cash registers with different interesting little things. We had a program there. Spencer Gifts, known very much for their unique, different product assortment. They have a number of Kimmon characters. Urban Outfitters, just a fantastic retailer, again, of very interesting kind of product. they have a nice Kimmon program as well. So, and then I would say mom and pop toy shops across the country have been huge adopters of this brand. In fact, that might be one of the best places you can find it, is in a variety of mom and pop toy stores, your Learning Express toy stores, Hallmark gift shops, all sorts of places that have really embraced this trend.
And I assume that there's this other community going on as well, where people want to trade and sell, etc.
Yeah, you bet. Coming on like a lion, in fact. The more and more it has become available in the market, since it's been pretty scarce out of the gate product. We've been racing to get it to market. And but yes, as with many collectible trends, that sort of trading, whether it's completionists looking to have the entire assortment, or just people looking to swap characters, people are just kind of into it and sharing their interest. Yeah, that is growing like a house on fire also.
And is there an online or app type component to all of this?
This is one of those rare, primarily analog, perhaps a dying breed of trend, but it's the trend itself is a tactile product, and so I would say less than with many other trends. Certainly, there's online content and different things behind it, but it really is the collectability, having the physical thing, and having it on your knapsack that is kind of driving the whole thing.
Lots of fun. So for more info, where should everyone go?
I mean, if you just search Kimmon online, you'll find oodles and oodles of product listings, information, all kinds of things about the brand. You can't go wrong that way.
Terrific. Ryan Carr, thank you so much for spending time with us.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much for the time yourself.